lights are out on the safety car. We will be going for a start this time, and the pace obviously dictated by the man on pole position, which is the 24 kart of Liam Morley. It should be a slow rolling start, Matt, you know.
Yeah. First gear, clutch in, give some revs and wait for the lights to go out.
Obviously with such a long grid, it's some of the guys are saying when you're at the back of the grid, unless the guys at the front slow it up, but red lights are on, waiting for the lights to go out, and lights are out, and who's it going to be? And Liam Morley chops across Jack Tritton to defend the middle line, but who's that going down the inside? Is that the one of Lee Harpham? And a bit of a lock up into the first corner, but that looks like it's the one of Lee Harpham that leads the way as everyone's safely through Redgate for the first time. We can just pick them up on the circuit cameras. They go down through Craner Curves, and that looks like it's Harpham from Morley. Those two already pulling clear of the rest of the field. Who's your money on, Matt?
I need to be impartial first, I think. But I think Liam had some good pacing qualifying, so I'd expect him to get to the front and open the leader. But I know everyone else will be trying to get in front and get him into the pack, but let's see what happens.
Well, Harpham's pulled up through into Coppice, but it looks like Morley, has he got the move done? No, the slightly lighter kart still there in second place as they head down past the old exhibition centre and into Fogarty's for the first time. Fortunate enough, we can see most of the loop, but that entry to Fogarty is Harpham from Morley. That is Tom Russell's there in third place. Carl Hugh going well in fourth place.
And then that looks like
Mark Edwards. Well. Yeah, Jack Tritton's gone missing. Now, is that a spin? Mark Ross Allen is also pulling through well on this opening lap. So, and a bit of a slide on the front end there for Lee Harpham, trying hard as Morley putting pressure on him. Toes up to the back. We've got yellow flags, or lights being waved. Somebody's beached it on the outside of Redgate. Didn't see what happened there on the opening lap. Not sure who that is.
No, I can't see just from here, but yeah, the kart looks like it's just off on the exit of turn one.
Yeah, so not sure who that is at all.
It might be yellow flags there for the rest of the race if they can't move it.
Well, that's in a bit of a sort of tricky situation. It looks like it's almost not fired up properly on that opening lap, and it's been parked right on the exit curb. So unfortunately, that spoils a bit of an overtaking spot, doesn't it, Matt? For
yeah, I mean, there's quite a lot of overtaking spots around the Grand Prix circuit. Obviously, turn one, you get a good run down the start and finish straight into turn one, but you've also got the two hairpins at the end of the lap as well. So it looks like the safety car is getting ready at the end of pit lane as well. So we might be on for the safety car.
Well, they did say at Drivers' Briefing, didn't they, that they would try and pick up the leaders, and obviously because we're
safety car now,
we're running the full. Yeah, they've put the safety car boards up, so obviously everyone out on the circuit will know that yellow flags being waved. So the leaders will need to back it up, which they have done. So Lee Harpham, slows down the pace. They all know that they've got to reduce the speed.
And it looks like the safety car
that's Andy Waite's charged through about 3 or 4 places, not realising that actually we've got a safety car, guys. So I think you need to slow down there and give some places back there. And
but it looks like the safety car will pick the leaders up.
We had a couple of issues, didn't we, a couple of years ago, where obviously I think we were on the shorter circuit and it was such a busy circuit. So safety car out onto circuit. Hopefully the marshals will be able to leap into action across that very wide gravel trap on the exit of Redgate, retrieve that stranded kart. So we've got 8.5 minutes left on the clock. And I can see Mark Allen striding purposely along the grandstand. So Ross made up some good ground on that opening lap. And where was he? 14th. But now has Ross come into pit lane? Yes, he has.
Yeah, I think he's
just made up some ground, but a problem for the 85 kart. So someone else to look out for is also the GP1 of Kurt Catamol, who started from the back of the grid and already up to 13th and P3 in the mono class. That's being led by the 0 of Paul Platt. That is the plate that these guys are racing for in this particular race. This was the O plate race that should have taken place at Snetterton. So the winner of the Div 1s and the winner of the monos will get the respective UK Cup, or O plate as it's now called, for their category. So Paul Platt out to defend that. I'm not sure actually who the O plate holder is in Div 1s at the moment. Is it Lee Harpham? I think it might be.
Yeah, I think
Lee won those things last year,
yes,
so,
yeah. It probably will be. But obviously what this does is it closes them up at the front. So
it does, yeah. And in fact, I was going to say, who's it going to give an advantage to that was starting near the back of the grid? Obviously, it would have been Ross Allen if he was still out there, because I say Ross started way back on, row 18. So...
but yeah, the front two did get a bit of a gap on the last lap.
Yeah,
so,
it's the Gary Potkins, the 17 car, I think the 125 of Gary Potkins that's been stranded. So the marshals have done a fantastic job to get that shifted. So I think when we see the pace car appear wherever he is, where are we? I can't see him. He must have. There we go. Out of the Fogarty-S's. I suspect the lights might be going out this time because there's nothing that's going to impede. Well.
Lights are going out on the gantry.
But it's still on the boards.
Still on the track.
Right, is he going to drop the lights? Yes, he has. Okay, so lights are off. The safety car this time accelerates, leaves the pace to be set by the one kart. So it'll be a single file restart. Lee Harpham with Liam Morley tucked right up behind Tom Rushwell, only racing in this race. Fletcher Hearn taking over that kart for the rest of the weekend. So we've got 6 minutes left on the clock and we're racing again, and it's Harpham, Morley, Rushwell, Carl Hume, Andy Gulliford, Mark Edwards, and three abreast there with Andy Waite, Chris Wiesmau, Paul Platt leading the monos, and as he got Kurt Catamol right up there with him, the GP1 got a bit congested as they streamed down through Craners, and the 97 of Toby Vincent is not running cleanly. I suspect that he's going to be pulling off at the end of oh no, it looks as if it's fired up again. So somebody has gone out of pit lane. I'm not sure who that was, but lights have gone green. But leaders coming towards the game. Yeah, it's gone, Matt.
It's close coming down the back straight. I think Morley was tucked in the slipstream of the number one. It might have moved into the chicane, or he might wait for the hairpin.
Well, I think he got the move done, and Harpham regained it coming through the Fogarty-S's. Now, what's Liam going to do? Is he going to dive it up the inside? Yes, he does. Is this going to be a block pass? But Lee's determined to drive it round the outside. It's side by side between the 1 and the 24, and now it's advantage Morley as they come into Goddard's, but Harpham's going to throw it up the inside.
Yeah, I think he makes it stick unless he runs wide.
And they're both sliding the front end, and it's now side by side down the Wheatcroft straight. This time it's advantage Harpham on the inside line, and both these drivers giving them... and that was very close. It looks close up here, Matt, but I'm sure when you're out there in the seat, it looks it's quite it's all under control.
I think Lee Harpham got a better run down the start and finish straight, but I think Liam was quite friendly with Lee on the exit of the Melbourne Loop. He could have probably squeezed him, but yeah, they're fair play. They both give each other racing room.
Well, both these drivers have come through for 125s and raced against each other for years. You know,
still side by side.
They are, yeah, indeed. Through McLean's, not through Coppice, but it looks like Morley's got the advantage now. Andy Powell, sorry, momentary lapse. Andy Powell into pit lane, the 62 kart. But yeah, Morley and Harpham are raced side by side for many years in Europe and in British Championships. But
yeah, he's pulled out about 5 kart lengths now, Liam Morley, so he'll probably want to get his head down and put some laps in and open a gap. But
and Carl Hume going well in third place, but coming under pressure from Andy Gulliford, but not quite. So the 5 kart of Carl Hume now side by side with Gulliford on the exit. So we've lost the 3 kart of Tom Rushforth, haven't we, gone missing, because 5th is the 68 of Mark Edwards. And 3 minutes to go as Morley crosses the line to complete 5 laps. It's Morley, Harpham, then it's Gulliford from Hume. Fastest lap of the race on that lap was Liam Morley, a 1:28.228. So not quite for Paul Platt, that's got the 101 of Lee Plain, looking for a move down the inside into Redgate, and the 101 of Plain. So that's a battle that you need to keep your eyes on. That's the Mono Cup battle, and there's no love lost between those two drivers. We've had a bit of contact between those two in the past, and in the 125 category, let's look further down the order, and it's Ella Stevens, the 28 kart, leading the 125s from the S3 of Ollie Holmes. Joe Rippin, the 22, third in the 125s, and Nick Flint leading the 450s. Morley stretching his lead as they go down to Goddard's. This will be for the sixth time, and we're ticking down 1 minute 50. So I think it could be this lap and maybe one more. If they're doing 1 minute 28, so we'll see if he can get across before we get to 1 minute 30. Let's have a quick look. So Morley out of the final corner, just edging clear. The gap now is 1.2 seconds.
And the fastest lap by Morley now, 1:27.5, which I think's a little bit quicker than he went in qualifying. I think that was quicker than qualifying. 27.634, yes, so about a tenth quicker than this morning. So conditions slightly better. I mean, yeah, I think the wind's picked up a little bit, but I think I'll be pushing them down the hill, down the Corona curve. So yeah, it probably won't make too much of a difference. The temperature's about the same, but it'll be interesting to see what the conditions are like later today for the first of the Donington races, which will probably be quite late.
Yeah, I think we're looking at about 6:15 probably on that one now. So so it's still Morley, Harpham, Gulliford, Cole Hume, Mark Edwards, Tom Riley going well there in sixth place. As the 11 kart, you can't miss that, the bright pink kart of Ollie Ridout completes his sixth lap. Into the pit lane comes the 281 of Ian Luto. So down to the Melbourne Loop, it's still Morley from Harpham, but the gap seems to have stabilised at about 5 or 6 lengths. It's going to be a close run thing, I think, for third place.
So it's about 12
so
seconds
this is
left,
12
so
seconds left, so it'll be another lap after this. So Morley starts that final lap from Lee Harpham. It's Andy Gulliford there in third place, as Carl Hume now come under pressure from the 68 kart of Mark Edwards. Mark Edwards is teeing him up nicely down into Redgate, gets alongside and gets the move done. Yep. Ross Allen back out on track, but obviously several laps adrift. And Lee Plain, where is Paul Platt? A long way back behind Lee Plain. Samantha Hempshall, did she make a mistake on the final corner? Because Samantha Hempshall crosses the line in P4 in class. Ben Arden there, the 92 in fifth place. Here comes Ella Stevens leading the 125s, tacked onto the back of John Busby.
So it looks like there's a kart off, can't quite make out where that is. I think that's on the... It's on the uphill, the first left-hander.
Yeah, that's going up through Starkey's, isn't it? Yeah, so that's fairly well back from the
I think there is yellow flags.
Barriers, but
I can see a green flag, so there must be yellow somewhere.
So down into the Melbourne Loop for the final time, it's Liam Morley with at least 8 kart lengths as they come across a back marker. I think that's the 97, is it, of yes it is, of Toby Vincent. Into the final corner, checker flag should be readied. Out of the final corner comes the 24 of Liam Morley. Checker flag being waved, and the win goes to Liam Morley. Second place, the 1 of Lee Harpham. And then we look through to third place, and here comes Andy Gully for the 6 kart from Mark Edwards and Carl Hume.
And I think quickest lap again on the last lap there by Morley, another 1:27.5. Again, a little bit quicker than what they did in qualifying. Yeah,
so that bodes well for later on. Here comes Chris Riesmel leading the 101 of Lee Plain, who takes the win in the 250 monos. Paul Platt just gets second place from the GP1 of Kurt Cattermole. Samantha Hempshall gets that fourth place in class. And then it's Ben Arden and Nathan Barton. And then we're looking further back for the 28 kart of Ella Stevens. On cue, crosses a line, tacked onto the back of John Busby. And second place, here comes the S3 of Ollie Holmes to get P2. we'll just see the final 1-2-5 in third place to 22 of Joe Rippin. So that concludes your first supercar action of the day. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you two out on track later on. So
hopefully we'll be talking about us later when we're on track.
No pressure, but